Hi everyone, GoFries here, and it's been quite a while since I published any videos. I blame that on Apex Legends, the game that not only took the world by storm, but it took away a whole lot of my productivity time, and this includes generating contents like this. Now back to the topic proper. The topic for the day is that what do I think is the bare minimum graphics card or graphics system for this game. Personally, the GTX 1050, or if you're looking at the AMD counterpart, that should be the RX 550. Why? It's because this is, from what I found, to be the bare minimum I would get for a sufficiently satisfying experience in the Apex Legends. I managed to run it at 720p with everything set to low. And if you are on my Facebook page, if you remember, I had a live session last week, and in that live session, I did get you guys to guess which card it is. And some of you, one or two of you, got it really close. And yes, this is a Zotac GTX 1050 OC. And I know some shops or some people will tell you that the onboards for, like, say, the Athlon 200GE or even the Ryzen 3, Ryzen 5 2400G's onboard graphics will do just fine for Apex Legends. Well, what I can tell you is that I'm sure those onboard GPUs are able to play the game, but given that the GTX 1050 is already at the 40 to 60 FPS range, those onboard graphics card will probably run it at 30 frames per second average, more or less. That's just average. This means at critical moments you'll probably be dropping to maybe even below 30. It's confirmed to be below 30. You probably get it about 25 or even 20, and that may cost you your kill. Based on this one, you'll see my recording shortly. I have recorded my game-winning action, of which I use this card and at that setting, and you see that the frame rate is pretty good. That I managed to land some kills. No, I'm not the most accurate of shooter, but I'm not that bad at all. And let's check out that scene.
Drop me.
Now, as you can see from the video, right at the start, it was about 70 FPS range, and then over here it drops to around 40 to 50 FPS range. That's because, as you can see, the background, there's more sprites like the trees, the textures on the mountain, and everything else, including the action over here. So you can see the frame rates go around from 40 to 50 range. And now you see that it goes up to 70s or even 80s. That's because, as you can see, there's lesser sprites and it's just a flat mountain or textures of the hills. So the frame rate actually fluctuates between 40 to 80. I've seen the frame rates going up to about 100 range, but that's like inside a building where it's walls. So typically the performing range is around 40 to 70. Now, check out this scene as we head on. As you can see, there are 3 squads left. Now, shortly, there'll be just 2 squads, and you see me and my teammates rushing into the zone. Now, as you can see, the frame rate is still hovering at around 50 to 60 FPS on average. Based on the reading, as long as it hovers at this kind of range, it's actually pretty good, meaning that the dips should be around 40,
I think.
high 30s perhaps, and even, as you can see, when the frame rate is fast, it can go up to 70 or 80s. Now, as we run here, you can see that the frame rate goes up higher when there's lesser sprites to render. Now it's around 70-ish over, and as we approach this area, you see that it drops to 40-ish, 50-ish again. Every time you see the frame rates go up, it means there's lesser thing to render. And here, again, it is still around the 40 to 50 range. Now, what I want to show you is this part where we head in. Now, as you can see, when I zoom in, it's a little bit blotchy, but we still can see the sprites. And the frame rate is now dropped to around 40s range. It's still a good playable frame rate. and now we're starting to see about high 30s just now. Watch this as I jump over, and this is where the action begins. You see that in the midst of the combat there will be frame rate drops. Now I'm going to revive people now, and the frame rate still maintains, right? 40, 50, 60, and like remember that I mentioned that the frame rate goes up when I'm in a room. This is pretty much it. It doesn't go up that high, but even with the action and there's nothing much to render, the walls at the side, the frame rate maintains. And now you see it at the 30-inch range. That's because there's a lot of action going on. Now boom here, boom there, it still maintains at the 40-inch range, and this is the finishing kill.
Yeah, baby.
Alright, pretty good, isn't it? I'm not talking about myself, but I'm referring to the graphics system. It performs well enough that I was able to land the winning shot. Now, if you remember the video that I uploaded just before this one, it was on a much higher frame rate and detail, and that's because I was using the RTX 2080. This one's the Galax RTX 2080 one-click OC, of which I am playing at Full HD and running at pretty much every single thing at the maximum on Apex Legends. So if you have a card like this, there's little to no worry of the graphic settings at all. But if you're anything in between or down to the GTX 1050, you have to look at lowering your resolution and pretty much everything else. I was running bare minimum on everything at 720p with this one, but the graphics still looks good, and I did manage to get some kills. It's just that on hindsight, playing at that resolution with minimal details is the problem will be when you're zooming on, like say sniper or whatever, even if you're using scope, and you'll see that the distant objects are pixelated. You might still be able to land some shots if you're really good. I couldn't even land any shot even when I'm using the RTX 2080. So alright, that's it for this video. I hope this gives you an idea what to get. The game is currently the most popular, and if you are out to buy a computer system that just to play this game, trust me, go with a bare minimum of an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 GPU, or on the AMD side, use the Radeon RX 550. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Do remember to subscribe to my channel, and if you would like to play with Abang GoFries here, look for me on Origin with my ID, as always, GoFries. And well, who knows when we play, I end up being part of your kill cam as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
1 minute, rings nearby.
Come in.
45 seconds. Fraggle!
Woo!